They liked him.
Yes, definitely.
It was a matter of like love. They really loved Everton.
Okay, nice.
Right, I was in the church, and I suppose that a young man in the church.
Yes.
And, coming from Kingston.
Right.
To take her away from the country.
I was not in the country.
Welcome to the New Foundation Christian Ministries B1 Marriage Ministry video podcast. I am your host, Donald McFarlane, and with me is my co-host,
Natalie Irving Mattox. I just remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at New Foundation Christian Ministries. Remember to follow us on Instagram at B1 Marriage Ministry and on Facebook at New Foundation Christian Ministries. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you, Natalie. As we search our minds, I honestly must say a couple that was and is and always will be very special and dear to me. I could not have thought of any other than to bring them here today. I'm talking about my good friend Everton Augustus Pattison and his darling wife Merle Pattison. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And being on
Thank
set.
you.
Well, I always say Merle, but correctly speaking, it is Merlene.
Oh, it's Marlene as well.
Pattison.
Okay.
Not Marlene.
Marlene.
You get
Okay.
that?
Marlene.
See how
So
you're
stick with
getting
the
a
Merle.
taste of this lady right up front.
Yes,
You know, what I enjoy is about Merle's frankness.
Yes.
You know?
I can see that.
And we are just chatting here because, like I say, they have now become friends of us all.
Yes.
But upon my first meeting, if I were to contribute by saying that, sir, of your darling wife, Merle, you had known before, was, I think, at a wedding reception, if I'm not mistaken. At the time, I was kind of being scouted to become the pastor of a church that you were at. And but it was love at first sight. You know, she stole my heart, and I loved her at first sight. And I'm preempting I've never started a program like this way.
Yes.
But this is to tell you where my heart is at.
Yes.
As we served together, and I served them as their pastor.
Yes.
Their house was my house. And I was thinking recently, actually, of one Sunday after having dinner, because I ate every Sunday there. I was not well. But as a young pastor, I really wanted to always be there for the church. And those times we had Sunday night services. And then, Merle said to me, but you're not feeling well. I said, no. She said, well, you go and lie down and rest. If church will go on, it will go on. She's practical like that.
Yes.
And I was ushered to bed, and, the rest is history.
Yes.
So that's the kind of connection that we have here. But journey with them, Natalie, because you want to know more about them.
Yes, I want to know more about them.
Yes.
And just talking to her outside of this, I said, wow, she's piquing my interest. So the first question I have for you is, how did you meet?
Wow. It is so long ago that, but I can remember, the women always remember.
Of course we do.
So we always remember.
Yes,
right?
we do. Yes.
My church, which is Assemblies of God at the time,
Yes.
became one of the churches of the Church of God Holiness. Of course, I have never heard of this church before. Church of God Holiness.
That's the church he's from.
That's the church he's from. So I was wondering what this is, right? What makes it worse, when we met them, they were so strict that you could do absolutely nothing than get up, bathe, and go to church.
Wow.
Right? But I remember, seeing him before, because they usually come to our church, right? And of course, I wouldn't tell you.
No, you have to tell us. You have to tell us, brother.
But I said, what a fellowship, man. But we can have this big But I remember we had a concert, and they came. It was E Street, so Kingston was in charge of Bannister Church.
Yes.
So they came to our church, and there was an item on the program. So we went and we rendered the item. And when I was coming down, somebody took my seat. So he called me over and said, sit beside him.
Wait, so did you know him at the time?
We weren't talking as such. We say hi, you know. But he made space, of course.
Yes.
You know. So we sat beside each other, never talked much more than so, you know. But after that, there was this guy, this other friend of his, who is Ronald Martin, and there was a group of them called the Beacon Brothers, and they used to come and sing. Nobody knew he can sing now, right?
Yes.
So when he came, when I was working at Scotiabank at the time in Old Harbour, of course he was in Kingston. So Ronald was working at Jamaica Telephone Company at the time, and he would just connect us just like that.
Wow.
So sometimes I hear the phone ring, and I'm wondering, who is this on the phone? Then he comes up, right? So
She's at work, you know.
yes, and he's at work, right? So this friendship developed.
Yes,
right?
nice.
And over time, of course, you know, we fell in love.
Yes.
I really love him.
Yes.
Really love him. I still love him.
Yes, of course. 40 years. Wow.
40 years. It's like yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Beautiful.
I don't know about him, but
Yes.
But I remember when we were young and we discussed marriage, and I said, no way, I'm not interested.
Oh, really?
I am not interested, you remember? I do not want to take on that responsibility. Unknowing that, you know, a year or two after, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's history.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Wow.
from your account, you met at church.
At church.
We met at church.
Yes, in that
We met at
way.
church.
Yeah.
Very well.
We saw each other at church.
Yes.
Yeah, but you said so his church is way
Yeah.
more conservative than yours.
Because they took over my church.
Oh, okay, I was
They
trying
took over
to.
my church. So when they came with their doctrine and
Right.
stuff and all of that. So we had to put out ours.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I can
Yes.
get understanding.
Yes,
that.
I was at CAS at the time. Because I went to school, lived in Portland, Buff Bay. Went to school in Titchfield. One of the best school.
Yeah.
And so after sixth form, I came to Kingston at CAS and attended E Street, Church of God Holiness, E Street.
Yes.
We had a very vibrant
Young people.
young people's group, etc., etc. In fact, I got saved while I was on campus.
Beautiful.
Although I was brought up in church and son of a pastor, etc.
Right.
I wasn't a Christian, a committed
Okay.
Christian.
Right.
You know, you go to altar from time to time, but you know you're a Christian. You're not a pastor's kid.
Yes.
You walk over time, so you get
Right.
saved another time. But it wasn't until
That one is funny.
it wasn't until I came to Kingston at CAS, thinking that I'm free, everything, what have you. And I got saved while at CAS because of the influence of my roommate.
Good.
Interested, and maybe I should say this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I lived on campus. I boarded for the first year, and my roommate was from Westmoreland. Louis Daly, Clicks, his name.
Yes.
And we actually met up. We went, going to campus with your suitcase, father carry that thing.
Right.
Even that don't see me now.
You did, man.
Right. So I remember the second night. Can you just go on? The second night, there's they call it barn dance. It's a sort of induction. You dance
Yes.
to kind of get people. So I remember we were all getting ready. I was getting ready to go to dance, barn dance, what have you. Because I had a lot of other friends at CAS from the same area.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, so I had friends there and everything. And I noticed that he was getting ready. So, what's happening? Clicks, what happened? You're not going to? And he said, no, I'm not going to. I said, what do you mean you're not going to? Anyway, I left him. Came back, you know, in the early morning. He was sleeping. The next morning, I said, what up? I don't understand you. You come to this place and you enjoy yourself and what have you, man. And he said, I was a Christian. He said, I'm a Christian. I said, you mean you're a Christian? And I said, but nobody know. Nobody know what you're going to do. He said, no, I can't do that.
Wow.
And that thing stuck with me. The
Wow.
fact that he was coming from where he was known
Yes.
as a Christian to where nobody knew he was a Christian. And he was able to stand his ground.
Yes.
And that thing really hit me, to be fair. I don't think he's aware that, and eventually, you know, because there is a Christian fellowship on campus, he invited me and we went, and that was where I actually.
Beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
So from there now I visited East Street Church because that's a church that my father was, the same branch.
Yes.
Some denomination, sorry, not
Okay.
branch. Right, but Kingston was a branch, so
Right.
that was where I went. And as you know, as she said, eventually, her church was, I don't know if it's taken over, but it was handed over to
We became a part of.
became a part
Okay.
of.
Okay.
And so the East Street
they
Church
merged.
was the one that sort of helped to bring them along.
Right.
Right, and we would go from time to time
Yes.
as young people, etc., to encourage and to what have you. So that was where we
Okay.
went. So recollection is so correct.
Yes,
Correct.
of
I saw her up
course.
there and I looked at her and said, man, that girl there.
And I can just
So
imagine,
you
you
were
know.
not just being purely polite when you reserved the seat
No,
for
no,
her.
definitely.
It was very intentional.
Deliberate.
Deliberate.
Deliberate. So I said, you know, come and
Yes.
sit.
Yes.
And she came.
Yes.
And, you know, struck some arguments.
I never had a choice.
Well, I don't know if she
Had a
had a
choice.
choice. you know,
Yes, yes.
but I think she was smitten.
Yes.
That is true. He was very handsome.
Yes,
man.
and I can imagine a very beautiful couple.
Apart from
Yes.
the shape, you know. He really was.
Yes, I started that.
Yes.
That when then Ronald, you know, was the one who linked us from time to time.
Yes.
Without us knowing,
Oh.
but the phone would just ring, you know, and that's it, because I could do the connection.
Right,
What have
right.
you would call
Yes.
one number, and then call another number, and then just join. Right.
Yes.
Beautiful. Nice. Okay, and they are now 40 years.
40 years.
40 years. That's
May the 10th,
what a milestone.
1980.
Wow. Wow.
That was when it all began in that phase.
That's
Exactly.
right. Yes.
How did you... Now, the father, you know, Mas Edwin, and the mother is Count, we call her. How did you manage to gain acceptance, Everton, for this beautiful daughter of theirs?
Well, I think that
They liked him.
yes, definitely.
Oh, that
I
It was
was
a
in
matter of like love. They really loved Everton.
Okay, nice.
right. I was in the church, you know, and I suppose that a young man in the church,
Yes.
and you know, coming from Kingston, you know,
Right.
to take her away from the country.
I was not in the country. I was not in the country.
I was the one who actually introduced her to Kingston, you know. Take her to Port Royal, take her went on go on the ferry over to Port Royal and expose her somewhat.
To be honest with you, really, I lived a very sheltered life.
Yes.
Right? Very, very sheltered. So, came into Kingston, yes, but not to go to those places,
Right.
you know, that kind of thing. So when I met Ev, I think one of the things we used to do is to come to the prayer breakfast on a Saturday morning sometimes. They used to have it at.
Yeah, the charismatic
Hotel.
movement, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That
then
time it was the
afterwards,
charismatic.
we will just spend some time, you know, before I go back. So.
You know,
Beautiful.
as a tribute to their parents, well, her dad was, you know, a real godly man, real godly. I just want to reference an experience at your mom's service, perhaps it may have been you, Everton, who spoke, because those days, people are strict. But somebody who may have had a kind of interest in one of the sisters that you have been speaking to, as paying tribute to the mother, but had to night over.
Oh,
yes.
I remember.
Yes. But
Yes.
but the mother that is, knowing that this other person nighting over, albeit that it was not very compromising in those ways, but she just wanted them to know
Yes.
that she's aware. So even in the middle of the night,
Sleeping.
she's singing and say, I'm not sleeping.
She's not closing her eyes at
Not
all.
sleeping.
Wow.
Very strict. Very strict,
God,
I think we need to go back to those parenting days.
Yeah. Sure.
Where parents more like, it's not that you are tying them down,
Right.
but they really look out for their children.
Yes.
In the sense that the children respect them a lot. I think that is lacking nowadays, where there's no respect for parental guide and all of that. So you say
true.
something and they don't care.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
No, you better obey.
That's
Or
right.
you're not in that house.
Exactly.
You know, so
Yes.
Yeah.
just by the way.
Yes,
I say
yes.
Very well.
I agree. Yeah.
But fortunately, he was loved. So
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Happy for
I
that.
must say that it was a problem for me to go and talk to
Yes.
the
family.
Mas Edwin.
yes, sir.
So I didn't have any. There was much grilling, questioning, and what have you. All he said was, well, if you love her and what have you,
Yes.
you have them a blessing and what have you.
Right. So you got the blessing quite early.
Quite early.
Wow.
Quite
Nice.
Early. Quite early.
And the union has produced children.
Yes. Yes,
Two
man.
beautiful children.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Andrine and Andrew.
Okay, boy. Yes. Oh, twins?
And I must
No,
also
2 A's.
say
2 right.
2 A's,
Okay.
Yes.
that we are the very lucky parents. We had no problem whatsoever with our children. In fact, I always tell this story about Andrew when Andrew was in high school. So the curfew time for Andrew used to be 10.
Yes.
Andrine is 9 because she's girl.
Yes.
Although she's the bigger one.
Right.
Right?
So yes.
And Andrine always thought it was not fair. So Andrew went with his friends to the movies.
Yes.
Early movies. So that was sold out.
Okay.
So he called and he said, Mom, can I stay for the... And I said, Andrew, that will go over your curfew time. So you have to come back. And did you know he come back?
Yes.
He came and he said he was the only one who had to come home.
Respect.
After that,
Yes.
I said, fine,
Yes.
if you want to stay,
Exactly.
Yes.
just stay.
Yes.
Because I wanted to see
Yes.
whether or not, but very, very good children.
Good.
No
Very
problem.
good. Yes.
Certainly a test. of
Yes. Yes.
that. Yes, I'm sure they are helping us grandparents. So
Of course, so we have 3 great...
No, not great.
3, no, I'm saying 3
They're
great...
beautiful,
overall
yes.
children.
but it's
Grand. Right.
three grandchildren who are great.
3 grandchildren who are very, very
beautiful, special.
I have a beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful, respectful daughter-in-law. So we really have a
Beautiful.
really great family.
That's good. That's good. Nice.
God has blessed us in that area.
Yes.
So when people are talking about having problems with kids, no,
Yes.
I really give God thanks for them.
Beautiful.
And they're
Yes.
Christians.
Yes. Great. Yes.
You engage them on the marital journey. I'm sure
Yes.
with all this bliss, I don't know what be, but engage them on
Yes, because I'm always interested. I mean, I'm 13 years in my marriage, and I mean, the struggles and everything. So I'm sometimes like, wow, what will it take to reach 40 years?
Don't think about, take it one day at a time.
Yes.
And that is so important. When you have God as the umbrella,
Yes.
so you are covered. And one of the things I usually say is that problems not supposed to push us apart.
Yes.
It's supposed to draw you very, very close. Because this is what you're in there for better or for worse.
Okay.
It's supposed
Yes.
to draw you closer. So we see God's help in determining where do you go from here?
Yes.
You know, rather than you go in your corner, I in your corner. Sometimes that will happen.
Yes.
But, you know, you do have the stronger and the weaker, not necessarily male, female, stronger, weaker.
Right.
But there are areas where this person will be stronger.
Definitely.
And this one will be weaker. So we have to complement each other.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
I can recall as Merle was talking about that, I can recall at the wedding,
Yes.
it was my father was one of the pastors, and I think it was that time I heard him say it. When he was, you know, because those days you have a little sermon, you know that. You know, just marry, you know, just put a ring on God. You have to get a little sermon.
Yes.
Which was very long.
I remember one of the admonition that he gave was that, listen, never you go to bed quarreling or what have you.
The sun shouldn't. Yeah.
That's the point, you know. And don't one head at the top and one at the bottom. Before you go to sleep, make it right.
Yes.
And that has always been our mantra. In
That's
that
good.
sense, you know.
Yes,
We might have
yes.
a discussion or a little argument here and there, but when it comes to bedtime, one have to say, listen, sorry about that. Let's just forget about that. That is always at the forefront of my mind, so that helps.
Yes, I just want to say thank you again for watching. I just want to thank our sponsor, Mattox Health and Fitness, our resident producer, George Malcolm Walker, our program director, Damian D'Aguilar. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at New Foundation Christian Ministries and follow us on Instagram at B1 Marriage Ministry. Remember also to like us on Facebook at New Foundation Christian Ministries. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.